Judy, come on in.
Hi, Effie.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
My name is Judy Bernard, and I am an artist and a pastelist, and I have been inspired by Evie's artwork.
My name is Mijanou Bourdellon. I work at the United Nations.
My name is Mario. I'm Evie's son, and I'm here to talk about my mother's work.
I find our work unique and our inspiration totally personal.
I'm Evie Williams, and I'm a self-taught artist. My art endeavors began when I left my job as a court reporter. I had been working using my hands very mechanically on a stenotype machine. My hands would just go all day like this. And when I came home, I would feel the need to do something creative with my hands rather than mechanical. And that's where I was more focused on art itself.
I enjoy watching my mother work. I enjoy most of the stuff that she works with or that she makes. Although I do have a preference, I guess, towards stuff that she did when she was first beginning work. For example, like the necklaces.
I started designing necklaces. What happened was I had gotten a gift from a friend of a African trade beads, a necklace. It was very big and very bulky, and I'm not very big, so it looked awkward on me. And my friend kept asking me, why don't I ever wear that necklace? And I said, it really is too big for me. Would you mind if I pulled it apart and just played around with it and tried something? And he said, be my guest. So I went and bought some little beads in a store, and I pulled the necklace apart, and I made about 3 or 4 necklaces out of that one necklace. And when I went to work, everybody asked me where I got the necklace. I was wearing it. And I told them I made it. And all the women said, I want one, make me one. I said, I do not make jewelry, I don't make necklaces. And they said, why not? So that got me started.
She's pulling out some sort of the sort of primordial element that come from these beads, these African beads, these sort of trade beads. That comes out.
I went home and I brought out a plan. I went to the bead market in Manhattan. I found out where that was, and I bought a bunch of supplies. And I sat down and I made the necklaces. I designed them. And I decided to be very brazen and take them around to a store. So I spotted a very beautiful boutique on the Upper East Side, and I had a bag with me with the beads in the bag, and I went in the store and I asked to speak to the buyer. And the woman said she was the buyer and the owner, but she was much too busy to speak to me. Could I come back the next day? So I opened up my coat. I was wearing a necklace, one of them. And when I opened up my coat and she saw the necklace I had on, she said, is that one of yours? And I said, yes, that's one of the many that I make. When everybody left, she came over and I opened up the bag, took out the necklaces, and she loved them. She said, I'll take all of them. And I left them with her, and she called me a week later and she said, everything was sold. All the pieces, bring more. Finally, I said to her one day, I really can't do consignment because I'm laying out a lot of money here. I said, I can't do that. I really need you to pay me right away. She said, we can't do that. We only work on a consignment basis. I said, well, I guess we have to sever our business relationship. And she said, oh, I'm sorry about that, but we can't do any better. And I went home, and when I got home, the phone rang, and it was this woman, and she said to me, I thought about it and I don't want to lose your work because it's beautiful. She said, we'll pay you every time you bring in work. And that's how the necklace business started.
When I was a kid and I'd see her making them, it really didn't mean much to me. I was a kid and I didn't, I was interested in just running out and playing with my friends, and these things didn't really interest me. And now that they're here and I look at them, I think the necklaces appeal to me. I don't know, there's something there that she thinks she has a good feeling of putting these shapes together. And she doesn't come from Africa, she doesn't come from this culture. So I think that's an added plus, that she can somehow put these beads that are used for trade or seashells, and it seems to work.
I sold beads and necklaces in Bergdorf Goodman and in Macy's and many other boutiques in New York and Florida. I've also had the necklaces in a lot of craft shows. There was a major craft show at Lincoln Center a number of years back. It happened to be televised. I was in that. And that's great because you get craftspeople from everywhere, all over the country. So I had that in street fairs and a lot of exposure with the necklaces.
To be able to fit these things from a different culture that aren't your culture in a sort of natural way, put them together in sort of, because they just sort of fit in a certain groove together, a sort of visual groove or a certain design groove that's not really preconceived or it's contrived. To me, there's a virtue in that, to be able to put these things together.